Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Michael Mon, owner-operator of StudioMMastering.com, mastering studio in Utah, but I do online sessions. If you have any audio needs, check out StudioMMastering.com, hit me up, we can talk about it. Today, with the US government passing the stimulus package, $1,400 payments hitting most people. If you're one of those lucky people, I thought, why not? Let's do a $1,500. So I'm adding $100. So you got to pull $100 out of your pocket. But a $1,500 home studio, if I was starting from scratch today, that's what I would do. So let's get to that right after this. Okay, today, the $1,500 home studio. Yeah, it's $100 more than the stimulus, but we're choosing high quality pieces, things that you can use for years and years and years. My name is Michael Mon, owner-operator of Studio M Mastering, an audio mastering facility based in Utah, but I do online sessions. Hit it up down below in the links. Sign up for the newsletter. You can get 10% off your first mastering session. I send out a newsletter monthly just to kind of let you know what's happening with the YouTube channel, what's happening in the audio world around me. And yeah, so anyway, let's get to the video. So $1,500. If you were to get $1,500 tomorrow and you wanted to start a home studio, what you gonna buy? Well, I came up with a list of the things that I would buy if I was starting from scratch and doing a $1,500 studio. Or I got the stimulus payment and I was like, oh, I can come up with the extra $100 to fill this out because these are really good items. So I'm going to assume, though, that you have a space that you can work in. So bedroom, living room, whatever it is, and then you already have a computer. Whatever that computer is, it's probably fast enough to at least do some audio work. Unless you're dealing with something, from years and years ago, I'm assuming most people have a computer that's fast enough. So those are the two caveats for this particular video. So the first thing that I would purchase is a really high quality interface. And that first interface that I've chosen is the SSL2 Plus. Now, the reason I chose it is because it has really, really good microphone preamps. And that's something that people spend a lot of money to improve their home setups by adding more and more mic pre's. And so to get an interface where people are buying these mic pre's to add to their studio to record, that would start off the right way. So the SSL2 Plus. Now the caveat or the other thing that you could do, the Audient ID14 Mark II, another high quality 2-channel interface, really good mic preamps, similar to the SSLs. I chose the SSL, but just barely. Like if I was to start, the SSL just ranks that much further than, or that much better than the Audient, but it's a draw because the Audient has some things that allow for maybe some future expansion that the SSL does not. They're both USB interfaces, both high quality, both what I would consider fully pro. So Audient, SSL, you choose. Now there are other manufacturers, Focusrite, Mackie, Behringer, all kinds of interfaces out there. I own a Focusrite interface, but if I was starting today, I would choose that SSL. And then it all depends on channel count, because if you need to go higher, you need to go higher. But that SSL is $280. Have Amazon links down below, Amazon affiliate. So you can buy through those links. You can search the internet, whatever you want to do. But the SSL 2 Plus, I would get that over the 2 because it gives you the 2 headphone outs. It gives you the extra outputs for monitoring and things like that that the SSL 2 doesn't have. The Audient, also really great. Both of them have really good drivers. Both companies are just really, really awesome. Not saying that any of the other companies are not, but I would choose those because of the preamp quality. It's just that next step up. The Audient, the mic preamps are the same as their consoles. The SSLs, it's the same as the higher end stuff. So you're getting fully pro gear. So the next thing I would choose in my home studio setup, I would use the Shure SM57. I would buy one of those things because it is a workhorse. You may or may not love them. You may or may not have one. So you could drop that off your list. There you go. There's the $100 savings. Now you're at the $1,400 stimulus. Shure SM57, hammer and nail, put it on the stand, cable it up. It's still working. I mean, that's just kind of how it is. And worst case scenario, it just gets the signal across and it makes it usable. It's not always perfect. It's not the best microphone, but it's not the worst microphone. It's just that microphone that you can have, and it just can do a variety of things. Now, after the Shure SM57, I'm buying a pair of small diaphragm condensers because at some point I'm going to want to mic something in stereo. I've chosen the Lewitt LCT 040s. You can buy a matched pair for $189. The kit that I have below in the link is the microphones, a pair of cables because you need to connect them to the interface, and a stereo bar so that it can help you with your stereo microphone technique, doing XY, variety of different things. You can have 2 on one stand. It just is a really useful tool, and the Lewitts sound good. If we had unlimited budget, we're talking Sheps, Neumann, DPA. But for our $1,500 budget, $189, it really fits in there, and they do sound good. Had a chance to test them out at a friend's house. They sounded great. So yeah, definitely the Lewitt LCT 040. I don't endorse, I'm not paid by anybody, but I would suggest those. Now, the next thing I would choose is a large diaphragm condenser. If I had more money, if I wanted to take it up to $1,700, I would suggest a Lewitt there or an AKG, but we're now getting to the point where, we're trying to keep it within reason, and this is probably, this is a good microphone and it's a good starting point. So the MXL 990. The package that I have below comes with the pop filter, and it definitely something you need. Pop filter is something that's usable. You want it when you're recording vocals, and having a large diaphragm condenser for recording vocals really, really helps. So MXL 990, links down below. There's so many microphones to choose from. It was really hard to narrow it down, especially in that, it's an $85 microphone. You want to go a little bit higher, then you could get a large diaphragm condenser that's a little bit better, but this is a really good starting point. I've used the MXL microphones. I've enjoyed them a lot. Now, after the MXL, the next thing I would choose is, well, you got to have some mic stands, right? So what I've got on the list, and the links are below, are K&M mic stands. One of the biggest things that will drive you crazy operating a studio, cheap stands. So these K&Ms, they are not cheap. One's $90, one's $70. These are tripod boom stands. One's normal height, so you can get it, you could use it as a drum overhead, get it up high. And the other one's what I would consider a low. So I would consider it an amp, like kick drum, that kind of thing you can use to be down lower. Or if you're playing acoustic guitar, you got one for the acoustic guitar, you got the taller one for the vocal mic. Boom, you're done. Having that variety is good, but a quality mic stand, huge. The fact that to waste money buying a cheap mic stand and then have to replace it and replace it and replace it and replace it because the clamps never hold after a while. They lose the ability to stay closed. And so then you're gaff taping it and trying to nurse it to life. The K&M, I've had K&M stands for close to a dozen years and they still work. Yes, I've lost a couple of things and I've been able to buy parts. Lost the little boom stand knob. I don't know the best way to put it. Got a replacement part. Mic stand still works great. Minus the fact that I had one of them where I made the mistake of stepping on it and it now no longer goes down, but it still works. It still holds the microphone up. So there's a slight bend in it and I can't get it into the tube. But if I need it at that position, it's that position. I'm a big dude. I bent the shaft. Yeah, it's the way life is. But high quality mic stand, big time. It's just something that you will thank me for years to come because the stands will work for a long, long time. Because the last thing you want to do is buy stuff that you're just going to be throwing away. So that's why we're doing this studio the way that we're doing it is we're buying high quality, long-term, nothing you buy, you won't ever use again, right? You're going to use it for years and years. Yes, there are upgrades to everything on this list because, this is a starting pro setup, but I wouldn't say that you would never use the MXL mic again, or the SM57 again, or the Lewitts, or even the SSL interface, because there's so many places that you can add to a bigger setup with these things. So after the mic stands, you've got your input. So you've got your microphones, you've got your interface, got no way to hear it. So set of headphones. Chosen the Sennheiser HD 280s, closed back headphone, great for recording. There are a ton of headphones out there. Sony, Sennheiser, AKG, Beyerdynamic, Tascam, Audix. Like there are headphones out there. I chose the Sennheiser because I've been a fan of Sennheiser. If you've watched any of my past videos when I'm on the DAW, I'm using a Sennheiser broadcast microphone. It does a really, really good job. So the Sennheiser headphones, I chose those. They're $100. You can go search for but you want a whole bunch of different headphones, but you want to have closed back so that you can use them for recording and mixing. So that's something you're going to want to look at. But the Sennheiser's decent for both, not perfect, but decent for both. There is no perfect headphone for both tasks that I've come across. I could be wrong. You hit me up in the comments. I don't know. After those headphones, the next thing, and maybe this should have been the number one thing before anything else, you're in a bedroom, you're in the corner of a living room, you're, wherever it is, you got to somehow treat the room so that you don't have so many reflections flying around. So I chose the Primacoustic London 8 kit, $250, and it's just the beginning of a room kit, but it's rigid fiberglass versus foam. Foam's not your friend. Fiberglass, well, touching it is not your friend, but this has nice cloth on it. The one that I chose is in gray. They make it in black. I'm not an endorser. I'm not anything, but it's a good place to start to at least help control the sound, whether you're in your bedroom, living room, may not fully control a bathroom, but it at least would soften the reverberation in the bathroom. So room acoustics, important for when you've got the mics up, but also important for listening, because the next thing, speakers. So we got the room acoustics, interface, microphones, headphones, but you get tired of headphones. So having a set of speakers is a really good idea. So I chose the KRK Rokit 5s. There are a whole bunch of speakers out there. It's all personal taste. I've been a fan of KRK for 20 plus years. I think the first ones I bought may have been 97. So we're at 23 years, 24 years now. Whoa, I'm getting old. So I bought the very first passive ones, had some NS10s, replaced the NS10s with the KRKs because it had everything, had the low end, had the similar high mid thing that the NS10s are really good at. They sounded great, still have them to this day. They're really good speakers. So KRK is really great, but there are a ton of companies out there. So, my recommendation is the KRKs, but as with everything on this list, it's just a personal choice. But the ones that I chose, $340, come with stands and come with the cables to connect from the interface to the speakers. So definitely a good little kit, because one of the biggest things when you're putting together the home studio is all the accessories. And so by choosing the different items, and yes, they're Amazon and it's Amazon affiliate, but by choosing the different items, I've covered everything you would need to plug it in, connect it, and have it work. The London kit comes with the wall mounts, you got the mic stands, you got the pop filters. The only thing I didn't include in the kit was one accessory that is a nicety, but it would be something that's worthwhile. And it's probably the least expensive thing, and it would be a headphone extension cable. I'll have a link below for one. It's around $15. So before that kit, we're at $1,512. So I'm $12 over my budget. But if you look some of these things on the used market, you can get them cheaper. You go a different way, your price is going to fluctuate. You can be around that $1,500, but definitely a really good place to be. But the headphone extension, the nice thing about having a headphone extension cable is you can get across the room from your computer. If you're recording acoustic guitar and you don't want to pick up hard drive noises, fan noises, that kind of stuff, you can at least move away from the DAW and be across the room and get that, be able to capture your sound with minimal noise, because I don't care where you are, there's always some form of noise. So, but to be able to isolate a little bit, a good thing. So that $15-ish cable, worth it. So that would be the only addition. But to keep it close to $1,500, I left it off, but I've got a link for it down below. And it's, definitely a worthwhile purchase. So we've got the interface, the microphones, the mic stands, the cables, the pop filter, the headphones, the speakers, the room acoustics, and then the headphone extension. And that gets you a high quality $1,500 studio. Stimulus money, gone, kaput. But now you're rocking and rolling and you're set up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was fun to think about what I would do with $1,500. That's kind of why I did it. I thought, let's have a little fun. And what would I do if I was starting just today? So my name is Michael Mon, owner operator of Studio M Mastering. Thanks for being here. If you like this video, subscribe to the channel. That would be great. I post videos every Tuesday. And, like the video if you so desire. Leave a comment down below. I respond quickly. And yeah, anyway, Michael Mon, studioimastering.com. If you have any audio needs, sign up for my newsletter. Get 10% off your first mastering session. And thank you for being here.